The emotion of that night was fueled in part by the fact that you were the first African American ever elected. Did you feel that?
There's no doubt that there was a sense of emotion that I could see in people's faces and in my mother-in-law's face. You know, I mean, you think about Michelle's mom, you know, who grew up on the west and south sides of Chicago, who worked so hard to help Michelle get to where she is, her brother to be successful. She was sitting next to me, actually, as we were watching returns, and she's like my grandmother was, sort of a no-fuss type of person. And suddenly she just kind of reached out and she started holding my hand, you know, and kind of squeezing it. And you had this sense of, well, what's she thinking? For a black woman who grew up in the 50s in a segregated Chicago, to watch her daughter become First Lady of the United States. You know, I think there was that sense across the country, and not unique to African Americans. I think that I think people felt that it was a sign of the enormous progress that we've made and the core decency and generosity of the American people. Which isn't to say that, you know, there were a number of reasons that somebody might not have voted for me. But what was absolutely clear is that whether people voted for me or against me, that they were making the judgment based on, is this guy going to, you know, lead us well? Is this guy going to be a good president? And that was my assumption walking in, and that's how it turned.